YouTube, what is good, family? I hope you guys been blessed and definitely drinking your water over these last couple weeks. Man, y'all see the title of today's topic. We're going to definitely be diving into these wet dreams. Now, if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, with that being said, you should at least experience one wet dream in your lifetime, or at least have experienced one in your lifetime so far. With that being said, but if you guys haven't, you'll definitely experience one on this semen retention practice. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, definitely check out the video linked up at the top of the screen. With that being said, family, to learn more about semen retention. But like I said, we're gonna get into these wet dreams. And if you're a female watching this, definitely stay tuned because wet dreams definitely apply to you too. With that being said, I'm gonna leave a little bit of information somewhere on the screen just to kind of give you guys a little bit more information about that. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it, family. So as I was saying, family, in today's we definitely gotta dive into these wet dreams. And for those of you who don't know, what are wet dreams? With that being said, wet dreams is pretty much when your body has a sexually aroused dream that causes you to relapse. Now, as far as no natural jazz, typically this happens due to all the high amounts of testosterone and estrogen that's within the body, all these sexual hormones. And you gotta think it has to go somewhere. All this pent up energy, you got all this energy, it's gotta go somewhere. So this is what causes those nocturnal emissions or those wet dreams. With that being said, now are wet dreams and relapses, are they the same, and do they have the same effects? No. Now a conscious relapse, it actually pulls all the nutrients and vitamins from all your vital organs like your brain, your heart, your lungs, and etc. And that's what it uses to cause that relapse. While typically a wet dream is kind of like maintenance, if you want to think of it like that way. Yeah, everything has a expiration date. With that being said, and so your body has to clear out all these bad or dead cells, sperm, or even excessive nutrients and vitamins that it just has stored up, whatever the case may be. It's got to clear it up out your body so it can make way for new cells, new sperms, whatever the case may be, and the vitamins, so you can have your body restored to its optimal levels. With that being said, family, so don't think of it as a bad thing. But if you do have these wet dreams occurring, like I said, it do cause you to temporarily lose your benefits if you are on semen retention. Now I put emphasis on temporarily because of the fact, like I said, if you don't consciously relapse, you are good to go. You are good to go, and your benefits will return back in a couple few days, whatever the case may be. Everybody is different, but it shouldn't take no longer than a week. And so, with that being said, family, definitely don't get trip up over that. With that being said, but what are some triggers that can literally cause this to even happen? Now, if you have a bad diet, like major emphasis on bad diet, family. If you just eating all these sugars, these sweet foods, whatever the case may be, like candy, ice cream, junk food, or all these different types of things have extra additives and preservatives and even added chemicals within these foods that literally stimulate your sexual glands, and that's what's gonna cause you to relapse or have that nocturnal emission. So definitely be mindful of what you placing in your temple right before you, especially about to hit the bed or call it a day. Definitely be mindful of what you placing into your temple before you go to bed, because like I said, this is what can especially trigger those nocturnal emissions, along with all those high carb type foods like chicken, steak, or even ramen noodles. You know, everybody have a pack of ramen noodles at the crib, whatever the case may be. Even ramen noodles or all these high carb foods can cause these nocturnal emissions to occur, especially if you eating a heavy meal right before you go to bed. As far as no natural jazz, uh, that can definitely cause you a nocturnal emission or a wet dream to happen. Like I said, it also has these additives, preservatives, and added chemicals within these foods, and that's what's going to stimulate your glands to have all this type of action. And so definitely be mindful of what you're placing in your temple right before bedtime, or you about to call it a day. With that being said, family, along with lustful thoughts, or just having that arousal right before you go to bed. Now, what do I mean by these lustful thoughts? Now, you may have went all day, whatever the case may be, on the gram, possibly. You just scrolling through the gram, you looking at all these pictures, whatever the case may be, of all these females or all these dudes, whatever the case may be. And all this content is going to your subconscious. Along with you, okay, you might be on a snap. You looking at all these clips and you seeing all these beautiful females doing their thing, or you looking at all these dudes doing their thing. Like I said, it all goes, all this energy, everything is energy. So it's going to your subconscious with that being said. And as soon as you hit the bed, this is what's going to play out within your dreams. Like I said, all this energy has to go somewhere. Everything is energy. So it has to go somewhere. And you thinking that, okay, once I click off that clip, or once I get off that gram, once I get off that picture, okay, that's it for me as far as on that general jazz. I'm going about my day, but as far as on that general jazz, everything is energy. Emphasis on energy. So it's going straight to your subconscious. So be mindful what you're subjecting yourself to. Just because you don't think it's affecting you in that moment, you gotta think about what's gonna happen later on down the line. So be mindful of that. Along with that brings me to dreams itself. Now a lot of people consider wet dreams in a general sense as a negative connotation or just negative or bad energy because of the fact people tend to associate it with the succubus or incubus. And if you guys don't know what that is, I can definitely make a separate video on that for you guys because it's a lot of it's deeper than deep. With that being said, but pretty much it's entities. With that being said, which is causing the nocturnal emission or the wet dream to begin with, the sexual arousal. And so with that being said, definitely try to refrain from all this lustful natures or even these lustful type of thoughts that you just kind of having and subjecting yourself to throughout the day. And that brings me to my next point as far as in sleep itself. Now, if you having just improper sleep, this is what's gonna cause you a nocturnal emission, family. Now, we on this journey together, blase, etc., etc. As we all know, you got all this energy, etc., etc. But you gotta remember, you're not Superman. As far as on that jazz, everybody gotta have that downtime or that rest type deal, so we can recuperate and rebuild that energy back up. With that being said, and this is so important. This is why sleep is so important, so you can recuperate and rejuvenate, so you can be good for the next following day. Now, it's okay if you slip up one day, maybe 2 days, whatever the case may be. But if you're making that a consistent type of nature, and you going 365 on that, eventually you're going to cause a wet dream to occur because of the fact your sleep cycles is being messed with, and this is messing with internal functions that's happening within your own body, even down to your chemical production. Now, at nighttime, your body literally produces melatonin. As far as no natural jazz, and this goes to my next point with this, as far as in artificial lighting. Now, artificial lighting literally affects your sleep. With that being said, and it affects your sleep cycles. If you forgetting to cut the light off before you go to bed, whatever the case may be, or you just going to bed with the light on, this literally affects your sleep, and it affects your chemical production when you go to bed, and it literally stops your melatonin production. As soon as your body detects that light and it hits your retinas, that is what's going to cause your melatonin production to cease or stop in that jazz family. So definitely be paying attention to the lights, whatever you have on. With that being said, whenever you're going to bed, because this can have a negative impact on your sleep. With that being said, especially your energy alone, and this can mess with your dreams, causing those wet dreams to be consistent or even just occur. And so pay attention to that. If you can, go ahead and remember to flip that light off. It don't take nothing to flip that light off before you go to bed. If you need that reminder, definitely set that reminder in your phone, whatever the case may be. They got technology. It's advanced nowadays. Make it happen. But that leads me to my last point as far as not last point, second and last point. Look, stagnant energy. Now, what do I mean by this? You got all this energy built up, etc., etc. You gotta remember, this energy gotta go somewhere. If it ain't coming out of you, it's gotta go somewhere. So with that being said, you got all this. If you not doing anything at all, you not being active. You sitting on a bed. You at home all day. You chilling in the crib. You got the feet up. You watching Netflix, whatever the case may be. You ain't moving around. if you're not active in general, at least go for a walk or something. Maybe get some exercise in, go to work, whatever the case may be. Anything to get the energy moving, the body moving. All this stagnant energy, that is going to literally build up in those organs. You got to remember. It's going to build up, and all this pent up energy, etc., etc., is going to eventually cause that relapse because it's got to go somewhere. It can't just sit idle within the body, and it can't just be idle within you. It's got to be doing something to alleviate that energy and that pressure within the body. And as far as one last personal thing that I noticed as far as on that general jazz family, sleeping on your stomach. Now, you might say, okay, I sleep on my stomach type though, okay, and I never seen nothing happen like that. Well, it's probably because of the fact you don't have a lot of energy built up in you either, as far as no natural jazz. And so, with that being said, you sleeping on your stomach, you got all this energy pent up in you, etc., etc. A lot of people don't know that. Okay, many people they typically move in they sleep, whether it be lightly or real heavy. With that being said, you might just turn around or shift over to the side, whatever the case may be, turn over, whatever. All these movements is literally causing friction on your organs, your sexual organs specifically. And when all this friction, etc., occurring, this is what's going to cause that pressure to end up releasing and causing those nocturnal emissions or these wet dreams, because of the fact you got all that friction going on, and it's just building up that pressure. And as far upon your knowledge, this is what's going to cause that nocturnal emission, like I said, family. So definitely pay attention to how you sleeping. And with that being said, as far as no natural jazz family, I hope if you guys enjoyed this video, definitely hit that like button down below. And if you haven't already, if this video found you in any way, shape, or form and you are watching it, it was definitely meant for you. Definitely hit that subscribe button down below to stay informed on the content we got coming up in the future. And if you haven't already as well, hit that bell in that corner, because you got to stay notified for this new and upcoming content I got for you guys for the rest of 2021, because you won't be disappointed. Without further ado, family, I hope you guys been drinking water. Stay blessed. It's your boy Deeper Than Surface Level, and we are out.